this today it's kind of a different book. This book is a true crime. Well, it's like it looks into Britain's most dangerous criminals. So for my bachelor's degree, I've recently finished my master's. I love saying that because I can actually do things now. It took 3 years to do that master's, and it's done. It's very nice. I did my master's in mental health and wellbeing and education, yada yada yada. I did criminological psychology for my bachelor's. I did forensic, well, kind of like forensics. It's called forensics now at the university, but it was originally called criminological psychology, the study of criminals and the criminal minds. So this is a book that I read inside Broadmoor. Broadmoor is a prison, a high security prison in England, and it housed many of like the most famous and most well known and most dangerous criminals. And yeah, as you can see, all these little tags, I used it for one of my assignments at university. So I kind of like put a quote. I put like little tags in everywhere just to kind of like mentally prepare for different things like childhood disorders. And this book is good. It goes into the different parts of Broadmoor. So it's done by Jonathan Levi and Emma French, and I think I bought this in the works in High Wycombe, or maybe in Christchurch, I don't know. But I think I bought it in the works. And the works is really good because you can get some cheap books in there. I got some really cheap books in there once. So I really like this book because it tells you the history of Broadmoor. Because I think when I read this, Broadmoor was going through some like reconstruction and reorganising. But I don't know what it's like now. And it tells you about the staff. It tells you about the admissions. It tells you like how someone gets admitted there, who's been admitted there. It tells you how they work, what kind of people they have there. Like Ronnie Cray, Peter Bryan, Charles Bronson, Peter Sutcliffe, John Straffen, James Kelly. All of these people were quite notorious in Britain. So it was interesting to kind of read about them here. And then it goes on to talk about the rehabilitation, because I didn't realise how much rehabilitation Broadmoor ever did. Like, you kind of, when you hear about Broadmoor on the news, it's always like, oh, this person's here and and they're here for this many years, and they don't really talk about the rehabilitation side. So I was really shocked to learn about the rehabilitation they did. And I think it was like different workshops that they did. I'm trying to remember because it's been so long since I read this. I read this when I was in bachelor's. I kind of want to read it again, Every book I read, I'm like, I need to read that again now. And it talks about what they do after rehabilitation, but how some of them just don't want to leave because it's structure, and how it is, it's like this structure for them, and it's this opportunity at different skills. And then it talks about lockdowns that have happened, so when someone escapes, what they do for the lockdown, that kind of thing. And they talk about like cases where they have had to kind of sound the alarm that someone has escaped. It talks about Jimmy Savile, who took massive advantage of vulnerable people. But yeah, it talks about Jimmy Savile, who was, I think he died before he was convicted. I think he died before anything was found out. And then people started to come forward. But he had a big part in Broadmoor, and it talks about the day-to-day routine. It talks about the treatments they receive, both like medical and like pharmaceutical and therapeutic wise. And then it talks about scandals that have happened there. It also talks about the future of Broadmoor, so what they're turning into. Overall, it's a really informative book. It kind of gives the history of it. It gives like case studies of it. It gives like stuff that's gone wrong there. They've talked about many different things there, so it's definitely a really good book to read if you get the chance to read it. If you like kind of true crime, or if you like stuff to do with criminological psychology, forensics, all of this kind of stuff, it is definitely a book to read. I kind of want to read it again, although I already have so many books to read. I swear I read one, it's like a hydra. I read one, I collect a million. So I definitely might not get to read this again, but it's definitely a good book. So if you get to read it, or if you've read something like this, let me know. If you have read it, let me know what you thought. I might have gotten some stuff wrong because it's been about 6 years. Not 6 years, it's been about 5 years since I read it, 4 years since I read it. So I might have gotten some stuff wrong in this. Let me know if you've read it, or let me know if you have any let me know if you've read this, let me know what books you're currently reading, and enjoy reading, and I hope to talk with you soon.